A lot of professionals plan their day carefully, block time on their calendar, and still feel like the day keeps slipping away. Not because they're disorganized, but because the workday doesn't respect focus the way planning assumes it will. Most people don't start their day intending to lose control of it. They genuinely want structure. They want clarity. They want to feel like their effort is going somewhere meaningful. So they plan. They block time. They organize tasks into neat sections. And for a moment, it feels reassuring. But as the day unfolds, something subtle begins to happen. A meeting runs longer than expected. A message needs a quick response. A small request pulls attention away, just briefly. And slowly, the structure starts to loosen. Not collapse, just soften. By the afternoon, the schedule that felt clear in the morning no longer feels real. This experience is extremely common. And it's not because time blocking is a bad idea, it's because time blocking is built on an assumption that most professional environments don't actually support. It assumes that time is the main thing being interrupted. But for many professionals, time isn't what gets disrupted first. Attention is. Mental availability is. Emotional energy is. Even when your calendar shows an open block, your mind often doesn't experience it as open. Part of it is still holding an unfinished task. Part of it is anticipating the next message. Part of it is preparing for a conversation that hasn't happened yet. So while the schedule says focus time, your nervous system stays alert. Ready. That constant readiness quietly drains focus before the work even begins. This is one of the reasons time blocking fails for so many professionals. Not because the system is broken, but because it doesn't account for the invisible mental load people are already carrying into each block of time. There's also the cost of emotional switching. Many professional roles require frequent shifts, from problem solving to communicating to deciding to responding, often within the same hour. Time blocking assumes you can switch contexts cleanly, but psychologically, every switch leaves something behind. A small cognitive residue, a subtle emotional carryover. Over time, those costs accumulate. So even if you technically follow your schedule, by the middle or end of the day, your ability to stay present inside a time block is already depleted. This is usually the moment people turn inward. They assume they lack discipline, that they're easily distracted, that they're doing something wrong. But what's actually happening is that the structure is asking for sustained focus in an environment that quietly fragments attention all day long. There's another layer people rarely talk about. Time blocking works best when the future feels predictable, but many professionals work inside uncertainty. You don't always know which task will expand, which conversation will turn heavier, or which request will suddenly become urgent. So even while planning, part of the mind stays alert, prepared. That low-level alertness makes it harder to fully settle into any block of time. From the outside, it can look like procrastination. From the inside, it feels like never fully arriving anywhere. This is why many people say, "I plan my day, but I still feel behind." It's not because the plan is bad, it's because the plan doesn't reflect how fragmented modern professional attention actually is. Time blocking focuses on managing hours, but many professionals are struggling to manage mental transitions, and until that difference is acknowledged, any system will feel fragile. For many professionals, the shift isn't about finding a better system, it's about changing the relationship with the system they're already using. Time blocking doesn't need to be something you execute perfectly. It can be something you return to after interruption, not as a rule, not as proof of discipline, but as a reference point. Because in most professional environments, interruption isn't a failure of focus, it's a condition of the work. And when focus breaks, the most important moment isn't the break itself, it's what happens after, whether you judge yourself for it, or whether you quietly re-enter without adding more pressure. For many people, the exhaustion doesn't come from losing focus. It comes from treating every interruption as evidence that something is wrong with them. When that story softens, the day often feels lighter, even if the structure stays the same. And sometimes, that understanding changes more than a new method ever could. This is 7D Mindset. Think deeper, see broader, grow wiser. If this gave you clarity and direction, subscribe to 7D Mindset. We are your space for career growth, personal development, and building a more stable, powerful, future-ready life. Your next decade is waiting, and you are ready for it.